How's it going, everyone? Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, and this is a little update video. We survived an ice storm here in Middle Tennessee. After the ice came through, it got really cold. I did get some drone footage.
It's frickin' freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
I was just really hesitant to put the drone in the air. Those lithium batteries don't perform well in very cold weather, so I didn't want to have, my drone just drop out of the sky. But I did get some really cool shots with the drone of some frozen ice on some tree branches and stuff. It's not every day that you see stuff like that. For people in the north that always love to give the South a hard time about, when we get 2 inches of snow, everybody just panics. And that's true. There's a lot of people that do that, but it's a different story when you're talking about ice, because you can't go anywhere. It doesn't matter if you have a 4-wheel drive or the best off-roading vehicle. You can't really drive on ice.
It's so cold that you think all this is just snow that you can crunch under your feet. But look, it's solid ice. So it's all slick. It's crazy.
And it also, we have a lot of the power lines that are built above the ground. So when that ice really builds up on the power lines, it can be really dangerous quickly. And it was dangerous. I don't know off the top of my head. Let me look it up. Wow. So I'm just looking it up here off the screen. 29 confirmed fatalities from Winter Storm Fern. Over 250,000 people without power. You got temperatures in the teens and you don't have any electricity. It gets cold quick. Yeah. Condolences to all the family that have lost loved ones throughout this storm. It was quite the event here in the South.
I don't know if you can hear that, but it's unsettling. Listen to the wind blow and hearing all these frozen branches hit against one another. The winds died down right now and the neighbor's AC unit is on, but when it's quiet and you can hear these things like a wind chime, like an eerie wind chime. Okay, I'm gonna go inside.
And I think by the time it was over, we're all just ready for the spring. And we're glad that it's here now. We were really lucky here that we didn't lose power. We stocked up beforehand, so we did have a few branches fall out of some of our big trees, and actually one of them fell on my car. It didn't do much damage, but if I would have parked a couple feet forward, I probably would have broken my windshield, but I did got a nice little dent on my car now, which no big deal. You drive a 30-plus-year-old car, you get a little dent, it just gives it a little more character. And speaking of that car, I'm gonna probably be getting rid of it soon. It's just time. I might do a video review on the 95 Honda Accord. That was when I think Honda peaked. I don't know. Hondas are probably still very good vehicles. I'm not too certain on all of the Honda latest models, but yeah, I think it's been a really good vehicle to me, and I think I could provide some helpful information for somebody looking to buy one of those vehicles. I know that video will get no views, but maybe somebody out there it could be helpful for. I did make a really short video since my last video update, and that was just on how to fly a DJI Mini 2 with a remote ID broadcast module. It's just like a tiny little electrical thing that sends out a signal and you just attach it to your drone. But if you want to check that video out, I'll link to it below. I've been flying the drone a fair amount since my last video update, just kind of as a hobbyist. It is something that I enjoy doing. And I did bring it to a protest. I went to the No Kings 3 rally here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I got some really good drone shots of that. That was really cool just to see how many people are turning out for fighting against the Trump administration. And I know I've tried to not be political on this channel, but with Iran and just a lot of the other decisions that this administration has made, I am not a fan of the Trump administration at all. I know I'm from Tennessee. A lot of people would say that's a red state. And it certainly is captured by the right at this point in time, but I think it's a lot more purple than people realize. Definitely the amount of people that showed up in Nashville is showing that. And this country, I feel like, has always had to face major decisions, and we're always moving towards something greater. But right now, that's never been more evident. And I think we're coming to a crossroads in this nation where we're going to have to make a big decision. And the No Kings movement and the Indivisible movement is a good start. I don't agree with everything loving that everybody's showing up. I don't agree with all the signs. I don't agree with a lot of the tactics, but it's something. And I think that's important, as I'd much rather do something than to just sit by and roll my eyes and be negative about everything. So, okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Again, this isn't a political channel. I'm not trying to make political rants. That's enough of that. Yeah, back to trail stuff. I'm going to try to go to trail days in 2026. I don't have it in stone yet. I know it's coming up I wrote it down, May 15th to 17th in Damascus, Virginia. So maybe I can make it there this year. Another cool thing that I've been following along with, and I actually watched it happen yesterday, was the Artemis 2 launch. So that's 4 astronauts right now are on their way to the moon, which is pretty cool, man. It's cool to watch history happening. First time going to the moon in 50 years or so? First time in my lifetime. And, I don't know if you've watched this channel for a while. I'm a fairly big fan of space, astronomy, and I like to follow that stuff. What was it, about a year ago? There was an occultation of Mars and the moon. So the Mars went behind the moon and I was able to capture it with my telescope. Oh, there it is. Oh, I just caught the end of it. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Whoa, man. Whoa, man, that's Mars coming out from behind the moon. That's so cool. Whoa, man, I didn't think I'd be able to catch it with this. I'll definitely be following along with the Artemis 2 missions and Artemis 3. I feel like space travel has such a ability to bring us all together, and I hope that's the case. I hope that's what comes of all this. And there's talks about building a moon base, and I'm sure there's military aspects to that. And but I also hope that we can explore these places together. And I think it's exciting to see. It has such potential to bring us all together as humanity. And I really hope that we can work with other nations. And we are. Actually, there's the first Canadian right now is on his way to orbit the moon. We're really going to need other nations' help. And I hope they're safe. They make it there safe and come back safely and everything goes without a hitch. But I'm really excited about all the moon missions, and there's gonna be some cool footage coming out. All right, that's about all that I got going on for this video. I don't want to go on and on. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys at the next quarterly update.